Hey, I'm Dr. Pilet. I want to review a little bit for the 6 conflict styles. By the way, thank you for coming tonight. It was a great class. I just want to give you something to bring home with you that you can discuss with your partner, your family, if you will. But of the 6 conflict styles, I want to start off with the first one, competers. You know, by their nature, competers love to win. They listen to collect information to prove you wrong. Competers are a personality that just thrives on competition. They usually have self-esteem and self-ego issues where they want to dominate. They want to win. But also remember, it's only one of the 6 conflict styles. There is another one called agitators. We find that agitators, they just want to push your buttons. They want to say things that just tear you down. They attack your self-esteem. They attack your self-worth. When people have a lot of internalized anger at you, they tend to be agitators. They tend to say things and if you will, facial expressions and body language are all negative. They tend to want to push your buttons in such ways that you just can't take it. Agitators. Accommodators, the third of the 6. Accommodators. I'm a codependent caretaker. I just value myself by how I make people happy. When you ask accommodator what they want to do, they usually want to do anything you want to do. When Christmas comes around, they tend to spend too much money. They give things that are way beyond their budget because they just want everybody to be happy. They don't like conflict, and when they're with competers and agitators, it really makes them upset. They would rather just go with the flow, do something they don't want to do because, guess what? There's no fighting and no arguing. Accommodators want to make you happy. Avoiders. What do we know about avoiders? Avoiders just cannot stand emotional tension. They just can't deal with this idea of conflict. Avoiders sometimes they do the silent treatment. If you have a cell phone and there's text messaging, they just may not answer. The problem, of course, with avoiders is a lot of times they're avoiding because they're being passive aggressive. I'm being passive to you in such a way to piss you off. It's an aggressive act. The silent treatment is an aggressive act. Sleeping on the couch or sleeping in the back room or not answering the phone is a passive-aggressive act that's done by avoiders. Compromising. You know, they're the people that like to give and take. They want to find common ground, and they're willing to go with the flow for this time because it'll work. Tell you what, this week we'll pick a movie you want, and next week we'll do it with a movie that I want to go to. Okay? Compromising, give and take. It works especially when there's a variety in the relationship, which might be going out to eat dinner, going out for musicals, going out for things that have to do with entertainment. Very easy to use. And finally, the 6th of the conflict style is, if you will, collaboration. Collaboration, labor. I work with you. We find common ground. You know, if you recall during the class, we talked about how people, topics, and situations. So when I'm a collaborator, 2 people find some way to enjoy the evening that they both enjoy, and there's no compromising, okay? I like Italian food. You like French food. Well, okay. We could compromise. I pick up the tab if you do it my way. But if we collaboration, we both like sushi. Let's go do sushi. Collaboration. Now, as a review, understand we talked about expressed, suppressed, and controlled anger. Expressed people, they let you know visually, facial expression, body language, loud voice. Usually when a person is expressing their anger, they're ventilating their energy. When we see people that are expressing, typically there are competers or agitators. Suppressed anger, I hold it in. The silent treatment, I sidestep the issue. I don't want to talk about it. When we talk about suppressed anger, it's always building up, building up, building up. If you are an introverted personality, you don't like to argue. You don't like to fight. So you may do the silent treatment. But the truth is you're always storing that energy. And when a person who is suppressing a great deal of energy comes out, they yell, they scream, and everybody is oh my God, where did that come from? Because the suppressed anger came out in the form of expressed anger, and now they're ventilating. If you will, anger control. And this is a big problem in this class. People assume that anger control is not yelling or not screaming when you provoke. It's common for a person after class to come to me and say, Doc, I did so good last week. I was really pissed off about this particular topic, and I bit my lip, and I didn't lose it. You see, I controlled my anger. Look, that's not anger control. That's suppressed anger. Because if the mind brings up that person, that topic, and that situation, you re-feel it. If it's stored internal to yourself, that's suppressed anger. I've got people that have stayed married 10 and 15 years, holding in, holding. It destroys them. They get ulcers. They can't stand themselves. Suppress, express, control anger. And then remember, with this idea of the conflict style, of the 6 conflict styles, I just want you to recall that we do all 6 of them. We do agitating, competing, avoiding, collaborating, compromising. We do all of them. But the issue is that when you do one style, so when I'm with this person and that topic comes up, I tend to be an avoider. When I get locked into a pattern that becomes a habit, the relationship doesn't get any better. You heard me say this. A relationship doesn't get any better than the problem it doesn't solve. So with this person and that topic, if I'm an agitator, I blow up my energies outside, external to myself, well, the relationship eventually is going to, I'm going to find myself emotionally uninvolved with you. As a last tidbit to this class, I want to bring up the definition of love. Love is a process, not a destination. It's an assertive dedication to build a lasting relationship with a willing partner. Now think about everything I just said and add one more word in there, problem solve. Love is a process, not a destination. It's an assertive dedication to problem solve that we may stay together. See, that's what love is. It's about 2 people. It's not about competitors winning. It's not about avoiders avoiding. It's not about agitators making people feel so guilty that they knuckle under and do it their way. Please understand the conflict style is a tool. Yes, you do all of them, but you got to break up that pattern that when I'm with this person, I statements. I do love you. I want to work through this. How can we find common ground that we may live together, that we may stay together? If you will, commitment. I will spare no emotional energy to problem solve in developing a lifestyle that we may stay together. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this. Dr. Pilet, thank you for coming to Interventions.